Hey garden friends, happy Tuesday, or in this case, happy chooseday. This is my first little chooseday post. Super excited, and as you can see, I have chosen Cremnosedum Little Gem. And I'll tell you a little about this little miniature succulent plant. Look at it. It grows like in a mat form. The rosettes are small and glossy. And as you can see, they turn that like dark purple, bronzy color. Such a pretty contrast. And the rosettes are tiny and they grow like at the base of the mother plants. And this one is getting ready to bloom. They bloom little yellow flowers on short little flower stalks. And there's like a ton of rosettes in this little tiny cluster here. This is a 2-inch cluster that we have available at Succy Crafts, by the way, just to let you know. And so a little history on this plant. So it comes from Cremnophila and Sedum. So they call it Cremnosedum. And this cultivar is Little Gem. So that's a little nickname that they've given it. And it was made here in California, in San Jose, in 1981. Isn't that cool? So almost 40 years ago. Still very young. Very, very young. I thought that it was a little interesting how I found this like very detailed, specific information. Usually you don't find that on succulents. So I was very excited to find that. And I thought that you would appreciate it. For sure. And I have this tiny little unglazed ceramic pot here. And I thought it was the perfect little size for this little tiny adorable plant here. So this is probably maybe 2.5 inches wide. So it's not that big. And like I said, it's unglazed. It's got this like earthy feel to it. It's got this beautiful earthy pattern. I just love it. Love it, love it. And I thought that it would look perfect right in there, right? It looks so cute. So let's get started. First, I'll put this to the side and I'll fill this with some succulent soil. Of course, that's also very important to plant your succulents in succulent soil. And this is going to be a very easy planting. No thinking involved, so it's the best. Just one little plant, and we know where it's gonna go, right in here. All right, so I'm gonna make a well, and I'm gonna make it pretty wide, because like I said, that's a pretty healthy cluster there. And I'll put this to the side here, and I'll get my little Cremnosedum out of its little nursery pot. And I'll kind of squeeze it on the sides, very gently, of course. And I'll let it pop out just like that. And from the bottom, so from the top, I'll take off just a tiny bit, because gotta be very gentle, of course. But from the bottom, ooh, it is such a healthy root system there. I'm gonna kind of shake off that excess soil. So I'm not ripping the roots, I'm kind of just shaking off the soil. Just like that, so it can fit in my pot, because that pot is small and I don't want the cluster to kind of like fall apart, so I think that'll be enough. So kind of put this to the side here. Perfect. Bring my little pot back. Very simple. And I'm gonna place it right in the center there. Ooh, so cute. And you know what? I'm going to take out just a little bit more, or make it a little wider. Just so all the roots can go, so they won't, you know, be surfaced on the top there. That's a better fit. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh, it looks so cute. You know, with that soil that I shook off, I'm going to try and put it back in there. So I'm covering the roots basically, making sure. And you can always reuse the soil. Why not? It came with that soil, right? So it's only natural. As long as it's not diseased, which it's not, so that's good. Because then, you know, I would throw away the soil, but hey, it's looking good. Oh, so cute. Perfect. Oh, yes. So I'm gonna get some of that soil out of the way now. Oh, yes. I'm gonna grab my little brush, kind of brush the sides here. And that's all it is. Oh, so cute. Oh, there we go. So I'm gonna clean up my little mess here. Put that in the center where you can see it. Oh, that is so adorable. I'm so in love with this little succulent plant. It is so cute. They named it perfectly too. Little gem. They do look like little jewels. Oh, so cute. And I am going to put some stones around it. I think it would complete the look. Oh, it's such a beautiful day. Pretty warm out here. Oh, yes, it's like, I don't know, 75 degrees or so. There's a nice breeze going. It's just gorgeous. I'm so happy to be out here. I have a little bit of time to be out in the garden. Plant therapy, always important. Way cheaper than therapy, normal therapy, right? That's what I like to say. Again, I'm going to put more of these stones around it. Oh, it's so cute. And I'm being a little rough here. Got a little, tiny little, look at this tiny little leaf. Oh no. Look at that. Oh, that is so cute. So this would be a good plant to have as like a ground cover, right? Of course you wouldn't want to step on this. But wouldn't that be a cute ground cover to have, like around your garden? Oh. And it spreads nice and wide, and it doesn't grow that tall. It's short. And I can't wait for that little bloom to finally open. They're like yellow. I think I said that already. Oh, but it's so tedious getting the little stones into these small little pots, you know? Oh, but it's so much fun. So much fun. The joy of gardening, right? So simple. But it makes you so happy. And you can collect all sorts of plants, not only succulents, all sorts of other plants. I prefer succulents because I can keep them outside. I don't really like having plants indoors. Yeah, I said it. I'm not a houseplant person. Oh my gosh. I've tried having plants inside, like houseplants. Yeah, it doesn't really work out for me. I forget to water them. They're like high maintenance for me compared to succulents. A plant that I can leave outside, that'll thrive outside in this climate that we have here. You know, I don't have to water as often. I think it's more of the watering part when having houseplants. It becomes like, sort of like a chore. Oof. And I don't want my hobby to become like a chore, right? I want it to stay fun. Oh, look at that. That is perfect. Oh my goodness. That was too easy. That was way too easy. Oh, so beautiful. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the watering part. So since this is a smaller little arrangement, I want you to see it a little closer. Look at that. Isn't that just perfect? Oh my goodness. I just love succulents. But I think you got that. So, watering. So, I'm going to bring a Tupperware here. I'm going to put it in here. And I'm going to give it a nice deep watering with my little watering can here. And it won't take much. And I'll wait for the water to drain from the bottom. Oh, there it is. So it's draining from the bottom. And I'll let the soil absorb it so I can see that there's still water on the surface, but it's already sucked it in. Beautiful. Okay. And since this is a smaller planter, I'll definitely have to water it a lot more frequently than I have to water my bigger planters, because, you know, since this is unglazed, so it makes it a little more breathable. So a lot like terracotta is. That's why it's really good to plant your succulents in terracotta, because the air flows right through the pot and will help the soil become dry a lot faster, because we all know that succulents do not like to sit in water at all. They get root rot, you know, and they become mush basically, because the little leaves is where they store the water. So they don't need to store, so succulent plants don't need to store water in their soil, because they store water in their leaves. That's why most of them have like chubby leaves. That makes sense, right? So like I was saying, I will have to water this a lot more than I water my bigger planters, because my bigger planters have a lot more soil that retain a lot more water. And you saw how the amount of water I put in this tiny little pot. It was like a handful of soil, right? So I will probably need to water this maybe 2-3 times a week. I'll check on it for sure and make sure that it does need watering. But because it's summer and it's dry, it's hot, and I will have it where it gets a little bit of direct sun in the morning, it'll dry out really, really fast. So always make sure that if you're planting smaller little planters like this one, you have to make sure, if you're keeping them outside, obviously, and of course, according to the season it's in. Like in the summer, I'll have to water this a lot faster than I'll have to water it in the fall or in the winter, obviously. But hey, that's just a little tip. And hopefully you enjoyed this little video of this amazing little succulent, Cremnosedum little gem that you can find at succycrafts.com. Don't miss your chance to grab one of these. You won't regret it. Until next time, garden friends. Bye.